searching through coin rolls or simply looking through your pocket change, there are still a lot of variety coins with money out there to be found. With that in mind, these are the top 10 Lincoln penny coins to look for in pocket change. The first stop on our journey is in 1988, where we encounter a double-die Obverse Lincoln cent. A fairly easy coin to identify, as it is one of the very popular doubled ear varieties. As such, the main attribute for this coin is the clear doubling that can be found on the lower ear, where Lincoln appears to have an additional earlobe towards the south. These types of varieties are becoming a lot more popular with collectors, and values have also been increasing as a result. In 2020, a PCGS graded MS66 red example like this was sold at auction for $3,120. The next coin is from 1995, with the Denver Mint delivering a nice double-die Obverse coin, the result of pivoted hub doubling with a nice counterclockwise rotation to be seen. Best spotted by looking at the letters of In God We Trust, where there is nice, strong doubling on all of the letters towards the right, with the doubling growing more pronounced as you move closer to the word trust being doubled the strongest overall. There is also some minor doubling on the date and the mint mark as well, but this pales in comparison to the strong doubling that was discussed just a moment ago. 2019 saw the auction of a PCGS graded MS67 red example of this variety for $4,200. And then we have probably the rarest variety on this list, with only, I believe, 4 examples known to exist to date. This is a 1982 small date penny struck on a zinc planchet with a double-die reverse variety. On this coin, you will notice some doubling on the letters of E pluribus unum, with the offset occurring towards the right, and thusly the doubling will be displayed to the left of the letters. There is also some doubling to be seen on the letters of United States of America, as well as the denomination of 1 cent. The clearest doubling, however, is seen on the O of 1 cent in this particular section. Due to how rare this coin is, and the fact that it has only been discovered in 1997, it has yet to appear at public auction. However, its value is most often quoted in the $1,000 to $2,000 range. I do feel, however, that this number is not quite reflective of current market conditions, and that a more realistic number would be closer to the $10,000 range, would one to appear at auction, depending on the grade of the specific coin, of course. But that is purely my opinion. Our next coin is the fourth of the various 1972 double-die Obverse examples that are known to exist. While the doubling is not nearly as strong as it would be on the main variety for this date, it is by far the scarcest of the lot and the most difficult to actually acquire. Doubling is clearest on this case in the letters of In God We Trust, and can be seen on the right of the letters in question. There is also some clear doubling on the lower parts of the base of the 2 within the date. In 2019, an MS66 red example graded and slabbed by PCGS was sold at auction for the sum of $4,230. We head back once more to 1995 for our next coin on this list, and this time though it is the double-die Obverse variety coin from the Philadelphia Mint that is up for discussion. On this coin, there's some fair doubling on the In God We portion of In God We Trust, but the best doubling by far for this coin can be seen on the word Liberty. The letters are all doubled almost due north, with naturally the horizontal flat sections of the letters displaying this in the most dramatic manner, especially the B, E, and T. In 2017, a very attractive MS67 red PCGS graded coin like this was sold at auction for $5,052.50. The next coin is an example from 1971, and again a double die Obverse coin, as most of these tend to be. There is some doubling on the date of the coin, and that in an early die state should be quite easy to spot, with a split in the tail of the 9, and the 7 and the last 1 of the date are doubled very nicely towards the south. Some doubling on Liberty should not be discounted, however, the best doubling on this coin can be seen on the letters of the God We section of In God We Trust. Doubled again for very attractive effect, in this case towards the south. 2020 saw the auction of a PCGS graded MS66 Plus red level coin for $5,520. And then, at the halfway mark, let's take a look at the Chief Double Die Reverse variety from 1983. This is without a doubt the strongest double die reverse variety in the Lincoln Penny series, because this is a very strong case of offset hub doubling. Virtually all of the reverse elements are affected to at least some degree, but the most noticeable would have to be the letters of E Pluribus Unum, where all of the letters, including the dots, are all doubled very strongly towards the south. The letters of 1 cent are also doubled very strongly in the same manner, and because of just the sheer size of the letters, this is likely where you would notice the doubling first. In 2017, a coin graded by PCGS as MS68 Red was sold at auction for the price of $7,050. Then, moving swiftly along to the coin in the number 4 slot, we see a 1970 S large date double die Obverse coin. Now, remember that 1917 was again I suppose it wasn't technically a transitional year, but what I mean to say is that there were both large and small date varieties minted for this year, and this variety is only found on the large date type. This is one of the clearest instances in the series of rotated hub doubling, where you can clearly see the doubling on the letters of In God We Trust, with all letters doubled very clearly towards the left. Liberty is also doubled, with the first 4 letters of L, I, B, and E displaying the strongest doubling towards the bottom, with the date inversely doubled towards the top, with the 0 of 1970 delivering the strongest indication of this. Always a very popular variety, and in 2019 a PCGS graded MS65 red example was sold at auction for the laudable sum of $11,456.25. And for the second runner-up, we looked at a coin, or well, technically a pair of coins, from 1992. These are the 1992 Close AM Lincoln cents. You see, this technically is a transitional error, as a reverse die intended for use on 1993 coins was pressed into service too soon and paired with an Obverse die from 1992 instead to create this variety. To identify this coin, simply examine the spacing between the A and the M of America. As you can see here, on the Close AM variety, the base of the 2 letters should practically be touching one another, whereas on the normal Wide AM coin, there is a considerable gap comparable to the rest of the letters in the sequence as well. This Close AM type exists both for the No Mint Mark Philadelphia issue coin as well as the 1992 D Mint Mark from the Denver Mint, which is is why I said earlier that it's technically a pair of coins. But for the purposes of this list, I decided to simply make them share a spot on the podium instead. In 2017, a PCGS graded MS67 red example of the 1992 close AM penny was sold at auction for $25,850. And then, for the proverbial first princess, there can be no better example than the 1992 double-die Obverse Lincoln penny. This is also an excellent example of rotated hub doubling with extremely strong doubling displaying on all of the obverse letters, achieving full separation even in some cases. Starting with Liberty, we can clearly see the doubling as it grows stronger towards the letters that are closer to the rim of the coin. This effect is also clear on the date, with the 2 of 1972 doubled to a more dramatic effect than the 1 or the 9 would be. But the letters of In God We Trust leave absolutely no doubt as to the veracity of the doubling on this variety coin, with each single letter doubled towards the left and achieving complete separation on every account as well. One of the undisputed superstars of the series, a coin like this was sold at auction in 2019, housed in a PCGS slab with the grade of MS67 plus red for $14,400. And if the previous coin was a superstar, then the coin in the number 1 slot is an unstoppable force of nature. The 1969S double-die Obverse Lincoln penny needs little to no introduction to collectors. The doubling on this coin is so strong that it can easily be spotted by the naked eye with little to no effort. Strong Class 1 doubling that is seen on all of the obverse design elements, with the date probably being the hallmark of this particular coin. But the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust are all doubled extremely strongly as well. This is one of the most enduringly popular coins in the series and is so sought after by variety specialists and series collectors alike. And the best part of it is that there are multiple stories about this particular coin being discovered in unsearched coin rolls and even penny jars alike. In 2018, a PCGS graded MS64 red example was sold at auction for the phenomenal price of $126,000. Subscribe to WNN and activate notifications with the bell icon to know when new videos are released. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, stay safe, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.